The comms crackled, and an urgent voice, sharp and icy, filled the bridge of the human exploration ship Aurora. You now. The tone left no room for hesitation. It wasn't just any message, it was the voice of the alien princess from the planet Valthura, a world humans had only recently contacted. And this wasn't a routine diplomatic summon. Furious, she wanted him. Captain Arlen Voss stood rigid, his hand resting on the console. Over the past months, he had become familiar with the careful diplomacy humans practiced when dealing with alien civilizations. But this was different. The princess's anger radiated through the comms with a clarity that made even the seasoned crew uneasy. Sir, are you going to respond? Lieutenant Mara asked quietly, her gaze flicking toward him. The crew had learned quickly that Arlen didn't take orders lightly, but in situations involving alien royalty, even he was cautious. Arlen swallowed. He knew ignoring the princess's call could mean a diplomatic crisis or worse. Yet, stepping into her presence alone, as the message demanded, was risky. He had faced hostile species before, but never one with the intelligence, power, and unpredictability of the Valthurins. With a final measured breath, he activated the teleport interface. The world around him dissolved into streaks of light and color, leaving the cold metal of Aurora behind. Moments later, he materialized on Valthura's royal palace. The hall he entered was massive, adorned with crystalline structures that refracted light into violent, almost blinding rainbows. At the center, on a raised platform, stood the princess herself. She was taller than any human, her skin a smooth shade of deep violet, with eyes that glowed like molten silver. Her arms were crossed, her expression a storm of fury. You dare to come here after what you've done? She demanded, her voice echoing off the crystalline walls. Arlen blinked, momentarily disoriented by both her presence and the power she radiated. Princess Vaya, he began carefully, using the name he had been taught. I didn't intend to offend you. I didn't intend. She snapped. Your crew interfered with the sacred field outside the northern crater. You called it a research exercise. Did you think we wouldn't notice? He took a cautious step forward. Princess, the field was unstable. Our sensors detected energy fluctuations that could have been catastrophic for both your planet and the ships. We acted to prevent disaster. It was never meant as an intrusion. Valia's silver eyes narrowed. You decide what is catastrophic for my people. Her voice had a dangerous edge. The very air seemed to vibrate with her intensity. Arlen could feel the weight of her anger pressing against him, not physically, but in a way that made his chest tighten. Yet, he remained steady. We were trying to protect everyone, including you. Her expression shifted slightly, a flicker of surprise crossing her features. Then it was gone, replaced with that fierce glare. Bold words for a human, she said. Very well, you are here. Speak quickly. Convince me that your presence is not an insult. Arlen took a deep breath and let his instincts guide him. Princess, humanity is not your enemy. We explore, we learn, we seek understanding. Yes, our methods are sometimes direct, but every action we take is meant to prevent harm, not to dominate or disrespect. She tilted her head, studying him with the intensity of a predator assessing prey. Words are easy, human. Actions are what matter. Do you think a few apologies erased the risk you brought to my people? No, Arlen admitted, his voice calm despite the tension. Apologies alone are meaningless. That's why I am here, Princess. To understand your laws, your boundaries, to ensure we do not overstep again, and, if you allow me, to assist in any way to stabilize the field we disturbed. Her gaze flickered again, this time with a mixture of curiosity and hesitation. She gestured toward the edge of the platform. Follow me. Arlen moved carefully, every step measured. The princess led him through corridors that shimmered with alien energy, corridors that seemed to pulse as if alive. Eventually, they reached a chamber where the floor appeared to float above a glowing, swirling void. This, she said, gesturing to the energy beneath, is the northern crater field. It holds power that predates even my ancestors. You dared to interfere with forces you cannot comprehend. He nodded, eyes scanning the luminous energy. I can see why your people revere it. It's unlike anything we've encountered. Dangerous, but beautiful. Valia's silver eyes softened for a moment. Beauty does not forgive recklessness. Arlen stepped closer to the edge, careful not to let the field's energy overwhelm him. I understand, Princess, and I promise, if you allow it, I can help stabilize it. Our technology can measure the fluctuations, predict surges, and neutralize threats before they escalate. Her gaze studied him intensely, searching for any hint of deceit. Finally she spoke, her tone slightly less harsh. Why should I trust a human to handle something sacred to Val? Arlen straightened, feeling the weight of responsibility. Because I care about more than my species, Princess. I care about lives, and I believe understanding each other is the only way to prevent destruction. I am not here to take, only to protect. Valia's posture softened slightly, though her anger still lingered. Very well, she said, finally. Show me. Over the next hours, they worked together. Arlen's crew communicated remotely, relaying data while he and Valia adjusted the energy field. He guided her, explaining how human technology could complement Valtherian systems, while she instructed him on the ancient energy patterns. By nightfall, the field stabilized. Its violent fluctuations slowed, settling into a steady, mesmerizing pulse. Arlen felt a rush of relief, knowing they had prevented what could have been a planetary disaster. Valia stepped back, her gaze meeting his. "You did well," she admitted. "Better than I expected." Arlen blinked, stunned. Compliments from Valtherian royalty were rearranged from a furious princess, almost unheard of. "Thank you, princess, it was an honor to work with you." She regarded him silently, then her voice dropped to a softer, almost curious tone. "Human, you are not like the others. Most would have panicked, run, or attempted to deceive me." "I've faced danger before," Arlen said, "and I've learned that honesty and courage matter more than words or bravado." Her gaze lingered on him, studying the subtle movements, the calm determination, the unwavering eyes. "Perhaps," she said finally, "there is more to your kind than I believed." The hall fell quiet, save for the soft hum of the stabilized field. Arlen could feel the tension from earlier dissipating, replaced by something unexpected, a connection that transcended the differences between species. Valia turned to the chamber's balcony. "Looking out over the planet's jagged horizon, there will be those among my council who will question your presence here. They will say you are reckless, unworthy, but you proved otherwise." Arlen felt a surge of pride, tempered by humility. "I hope to continue proving that, princess, not just to you, but to all of Valthora." She finally smiled, a rare gesture among her people, small but sincere. "Then perhaps this is only the beginning. But know this, human, do not mistake my leniency for weakness. Should you falter again, there will be consequences you cannot imagine." "I understand," he said, meeting her gaze firmly. Valia studied him a moment longer, then gestured toward the teleport pad. "Return to your ship. The council awaits your report, and I have my duties. But remember, human, the universe is vast, and it tests all who traverse it." Arlen stepped onto the pad, a mixture of relief and curiosity coursing through him. "I will remember, princess, and I will not fail." The light engulfed him, and moments later, he was back aboard the Aurora. The crew watched him, tension fading from their faces as he turned toward them. "Field stabilized," he announced. "No casualties. Princess Valia, she may be more formidable than we imagined, but she's reasonable." Lieutenant Mara raised an eyebrow. "Reasonable or strategic?" Arlen smiled, a hint of humor in his voice. "Both, I think, and if we handle things correctly, she could become an ally unlike any other." The bridge hummed with activity as systems recalibrated, and Arlen allowed himself a moment to reflect. The furious alien princess had called him, scolded him, and left him stunned, but in the process, a bridge between humanity and Valthora had been forged. A bridge born of courage, honesty, and the willingness to face fear head-on. And somewhere in the depths of Valthora's royal palace, a violet-skinned princess looked at the stars, thinking of the human who had dared to stand before her, unafraid, and had proven that sometimes bravery and sincerity could transcend worlds.